Okay, time for another video. I'm going to run through a track of mine called Lockdown, which I put out about a month ago. Obviously wrote it during this crazy lockdown. We're already out of it over here in Israel, but I hope you guys are safe and whatever. We're just going to run through this track. Hopefully you'll be able to pick up some ideas on how to produce better in Logic X. Let me just give you a small preview. I know that people don't like to watch a video and then get to the end and it sucks. So let's just listen to this track. So something's wrong with my MIDI keyboard. I'm gonna unplug that actually right now because sometimes my computer is really old and Logic is old. I haven't updated yet because I can't because my computer is old. So like sometimes like the MIDI keyboard makes it sound a little funky, like it's tremoloing. Anyway, alright, so that's the track. First of all, if you ever watched one of my videos before, this is the whole track. It's very simple. It's actually being used in a lot of videos right now. I license some of my music out. So that's one of my big things I like to do, is only use like 15 tracks or under, and this is 10 tracks. And the key to doing that is finding the best sounds possible that you can find and then working with those sounds, because just sometimes you just can get lost in millions of plugins and millions of sounds. Anyway, let's just start. So first of all, every single sound in here is native to Logic. It's all from Logic plugins. You don't need to buy anything. I think Logic is amazing, and you can get pretty much any sound that you want. So let's start over here. So I started off with this little riff, this little progression, which is actually a very simple progression. As you can see, it's just same chord, just one note down. I didn't even realize that was a little bit off, actually, before I mixed the song and put it out, but that's interesting. See, missing over there. Anyway, yeah, I like to record it live with my MIDI keyboard and then quantize, but that's number one tip is when you write a chord and you find a nice sounding chord, you can also start playing around with the fingerings of the chord and maybe just move one thumb down or one thumb up or one thumb onto one of the black keys and see what type of sounds you get. Even if you don't know music theory and what exactly you're doing and why it sounds like that, you could come up with a nice idea, and then you can build off of that idea and add the melody. So we had this little riff, and then I add these mystical vox, which is also from Alchemy, playing the same notes. So again, also the drums, I love using just the loops and everything like that. First of all, this is an arpeggiator from Alchemy. Okay, just wanted to let you know that's an arpeggio, so that's amazing. There's amazing sounds in there as well. Now, another thing that I spoke about in earlier videos, and again I will here as well, is that Logic has amazing drum loops, and when you find the right drum loop, it can make a whole entire song. This drum loop is amazing. It's clean, it's perfect, don't have to do anything to it. Doesn't have any weird sounds going on in the background. And it's, once you write a song to your drum loop, once you put down some melodies to it, it's going to be very hard to change the melody back, change the drum loop to something else if you don't like it. It's easy to add on other drum loops, but the drum loop will give you, the beat will give you the way that you're going to play this melody. So try to keep your drum loops like the same. You know what I mean? Try to find the best one right away. that will fit your songs. This one has a lot of space. It's kind of old school, kind of modern sounding. It's perfect for what I wanted. I just went through the list, Anyway, so we have this melody over here. Now at bar 9, obviously, because we do a little 8-bar intro. It's always good to do a little 8-bar intro. Obviously, the length of an intro on a song is up to you, but you want to catch the listener as soon as you can. And in this style song, I wanted to already catch them. So obviously, I didn't make such a long intro, depending on what you're doing. But we have this thing, and then at bar 9, I changed up some of the chords and made a new progression, basically in the same scale, but just playing around with some more fingerings. I can't even tell you what chord those are. I was just playing them on my MIDI keyboard. See, it sounds like minor because it's got more minor vibes. But if you saw before, I actually muted this track. So what I want to show you is the difference is like this. Let's see it again. So the change is obviously apparent. Any listener can hear the change. But I added in this African kalimba, which is a great instrument. And just playing the same note, the C note, over and over again, it adds such a different dimension to the actual song. Listen to it now. It adds some tension to it, and it's just a C note because all of these chords are in the C scale. So I just played that, and that's just something that you start coming up with, you know what I mean? When you already have, when you're producing, you can start adding on ideas like this where you can just, oh, I have this chord and I have this other melody going on over here. It's basically the same thing, just a cooler sound to add some dimension to it. And now I want to add something else. So what can I add besides that? You don't want to add, you want to try to add something that's going to actually move the song along and bring out the change that you wanted to bring out, or more of the sound. So if you wanted to make it more of an emotional sound, more of a deeper type sound, so it's important to learn how to add on certain sounds. Now after that little thing, we're ready up to bringing in the bass and bringing in a much more elaborate kalimba melody, as you can see over here. And that's going to be the basis of the song. But it's playing around with so many different things because there's an arpeggio here, right, with this thing. Bass. Ooh. See how it's all playing together. I just added on this little, you know what I mean? Because it's always good to add a little bit more percussions in. This is just a kit, Radiant, regular drum kit, nothing on it, just found a few little sounds, just this little like effects, kind of like a chill hoppy type thing, and just added that in at each of the end of the bars. So all together, you have this beautiful sounding. See, system overloaded. Okay, so obviously I was writing a song. Obviously, when you're writing a song as well, you want to keep to the vibe of the name or what you're trying to get across. So this is like a moody type song. It's written during lockdown. We were all inside. We were all stuck inside. So we were trying to create a certain type of melody. So obviously, again, you could just sit there on your keyboard and go, hit around and do different notes. My keyboard is not on because it's messing up the sound, but You know what I mean? You want to try to come up with a few ideas. I'm going to pause the video for a second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so one of the ways that I come up with melodies is, first of all, it's good to learn a little bit of music theory, which is, you don't have to be a crazy genius, but just to, when you play a C chord, you should know which notes on your keyboard or whatever you want to do will go with that C chord. And then you can start messing around. You can have the chords going and that, and just open up a new track and start playing around a little bit. And once you come up with a nice sounding motif, which is called a motif, which is a recurring idea, you can start just playing, you know, that little riff that you came up with. Oh, that works. That sounds better than me just hitting a million notes at once, like a regular solo on a song. You know, even a guitar solo on many songs follows a certain theme, right? There's obviously solos that don't, that just go crazy, but there's also solos that match up to the melody and also bring out the main theme of the track. Same thing with a melody on an electronic song or in a hip-hop beat. You want it to be something that's going to match the rest of the track. So it's good to mess around with the melody and then pick out the bits and pieces that will work for your song. Okay, so again, we had the first section, which is just the intro, the first chord change to build up a little tension, plus this kalimba melody to bring it in. It sounds like, you know, things are changing now, everything's getting a little difficult in our lives. And then boom, we bring in the bass, give it the warmth. Love this bass sound also from Logic, deep wave bass. I use it like on like every single one of my tracks. It's just very versatile and very good. And then again, back now. So now I like doing changes quickly. So we have this. This is our main, I guess, verse, main melody of the song, and then this, I guess this is called the other part. The, how do you even say that word? The chorus. Sorry. And we're bringing in the same chords that we had over here, right? But when they were over here, there was only 4 tracks going. Now there's a lot more going on. So what did we add on? The Kalimba melody is playing a different melody now. Obviously, it's okay. Let's play it together for a second here. So this is a, so now we're trying to bring another melody into the song. We're bringing in something a little bit more hopeful, right? The song is moody, it's intense, you know, we're in a dark time in this crazy last few months, and I'm writing music for real, you know what I mean? I'm writing music that has things to do with my life, and when you write things, music that has to do with your life, you bring certain things out that will make the song more real. And so I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to show, like, okay, yeah, we were in a bad mood, we were this, you know, we're stuck inside, but there's also good things about it, and that's what this part of the song is about. We're bringing it out with a nice uplifting style type melody, which is this Turkish sad, it's like a Middle Eastern instrument, rota melody also as well, added some delay, reverb, and we didn't mix it with the kalimba. Let's put it together. I'm an idiot. I always mess that up. Hold on, sorry about that, guys. Together, 2 different melodies. They're both following the same type of progression with the same notes, but the kalimba is playing a much faster style. And since the kalimba was playing a much faster style, I also changed up a little added percussion over here, which was, sorry, this was, we added in this little fast little hi-hat as well to move the track along even more. So now we also, just a little tip also obviously over here is, you just move that back, build a little tension, you know what I mean? You take out the drums for 1 minute in your song, it's no big deal. And then boom, everyone's like, alright, something's coming now. So now that we added in the sath over here, now when we're back to our main verse, first main melody, we also want to have that in as well. And we have to figure out a way to write a bunch of different melodies that will, we have this melody first, right? And you have, it's playing a counter melody against it, but it's all the same notes, but there's different sounds, and they all work spectacularly well together. And also added in this other thing to give it a little bit more depth, breakdown. So again, we wanted to bring back in the main verse melody. I don't keep calling it main verse, there's no vocals here, but that first main melody. And again, we like to add on new sounds each time. This is not a techno song where things do not change. Also, I've been listening to a lot of chill hop lately, and also chill hop is cool. I think I wrote this after listening to some chill hop, but chill hop is a little boring because the songs are really short and they don't really add on so many new sounds. And I think one of the most important things of writing a song is adding on new sounds when it's needed. You know, chill hop is just a good beat, but after a while it gets boring. Like, where's the changes? You know what I mean? So I think that this was a good, it's a good idea to always add in a new sound. And I added this deeper, this is a dream sequence, it's called. It's in the plucked section. It's a really good deep sound, very wide and awesome. Let's see what it sounds like without it. See how much adds in a whole other, like, it just makes the whole thing sound bigger. And then comes the breakdown, and the breakdown is just also chords. We're going up somewhere, we're all relaxing, we're doing good. That's basically the whole entire song is revolving around the same instruments. Another thing you don't want to do is you don't want to just, okay, so now we have this breakdown over here, and what if you just throw in another instrument now, something random? All your sounds have to fit. Your sounds have to follow a certain order for the song to make sense and not throw the listener off. They have to work together. And these sounds over here, they're all, like I said, they're all pretty old school. They're a little bit modern as well, but also old school. They're not like super duper, EDM stylish. And they also work with organic instruments like a kalimba, like a drum, or a stringed instrument from the Middle East. The sounds work together. I think that's one of the most important things that people are missing today when they produce is that they don't find the right sounds. And if you find the right sounds and you get comfortable with a few different sounds, like I use a lot of these sounds on a lot of my other songs as well, especially this one, the plucked instrument, and also this Middle Eastern stringed instrument and kalimbas and things like that. It's really, really important to find the few sounds that you're comfortable with, especially in Logic if you're using Logic, and then like, oh, that will fit with this and that will fit with that. And as you produce more and more, then you'll be able to put your songs together faster. another cool thing, yeah, so we had this part, and then just the breakdown take away a lot of the instruments, obviously, because you want to change the tension of the song, you want to change the feeling of the song. So we had this much more like, this is also a nice little uplifting type of sound. Lockdown is over, you know. And then we had this little melody with it. See? It took me a while, this part, for some reason, and also I was trying to find what I should put in. Kept the bass in, because it's pretty empty without the bass, you know? Also, to add a little bit more into the breakdown, so we had the drums first. No plucked instrument there. Super sorry. See, I could have had it there going as well. And then we would take it with the drums. But it doesn't change anything. I wanted to not have it in the first part, and when the drums disappear, then it comes back. So now you hear it. Like, oh, cool, another sound, you know? You know, that's the song. That's what it is. So, a few tips. The least tracks as possible. Try to find the right sounds. Use Logic drum loops and a few of their percussions, and write some. And when you use a loop, make sure you're going to keep to it, because that is how the whole entire song is based off of that first loop that you use. Your whole way that you enter in a melody is going to become from that loop. So figure it out and keep going, and just try to keep on writing music. And if people like this video, maybe I'll make more. And if you want any tips, tricks, ask me in the comments. Have a great day.